If you measure the success of school time by now, much actual learning gets done. The next morning was a total washout, but if you measure it by the amount of rumors, bad talk, and misinformation, then Mr. Chu's class was raging success. Talk of last night's seance had spread all over school in the mysterious ways those things do, and it seemed like some strange attitude had spread with it. All morning long, kids were sending Benny and me suspicious glances. When Benny confronted AJ after our classmate's dirty look, all AJ was, "You know what you did?" "No, what?" demanded Benny, but AJ turned away with a scowl and said no more. Kids were jumpier than a kangaroo rat in a rubber room. Then the occasional moans and funky smells rising from the heating vents didn't help matters much. Even mellow Mr. Chu was edgy. Instead of leading us in multiplication wars or other fun math games, he actually had us do problems from the boring old textbook. And more than once while he waited for the answer to questions like 41 times 602 is, I caught him staring out the window, chewing on a knuckle. You could tell how much the recent events bothered him by how often he let talk of them interfere with our lessons. "I heard the doors make chocolate fly through the air," said Amrita. "I heard that it flooded the mechanical room with molten lava," said Jackson. "No way," said Lucas, "it was those true." Funny how everyone had opinion on something none of them had seen. I caught Benny's attention and rolled my eyes. Debbie frowned, leaned towards us. "So you put Miss Freshly in a coma," she said. "Who's next, Mr. Chu?" Our teacher, overhearing this, flinched slightly. "We never," I began. "We didn't do anything," said Benny. "It was the girls." Mr. Chu cleared his throat. "And what's 64 times 87? Anyone?" "Of course it's the girls," ignoring our teacher. Jackson glared at Benny and me. "And all this bad stuff just happened to take place while you're around. Why is that?" Tina scowled. "Hey, I was there too." With a sigh, Mr. Chu said, "Does anyone have a question about something we're actually studying?" Tyler Spock raised his hand. "I do." "Go ahead." "What I want to know is why didn't the girls attack Carlos and Benny and put them out of my misery?" Big Pete high-fived him across the aisle. Mr. Chu shook his head. Esme leaned back, arms crossed. "Could it have told you this would happen? I know all about the supernatural." "Really?" said Zizi. Benny shot me a significant look. I remembered that we'd meant to investigate Esme and her mom but hadn't gotten around to do it yet. Time to move that higher on the all-to-do list. The morning went on in this vein, up until the bell released us for recess. It was all Mr. Chu could do to sandwich in a few factoids here and there. By the way, recess, an awesome invention. If not for recess, we never get any investigation done. As soon as Bunny and I made it out the door, we headed out to hunt for Mr. Boo. The custodian had phoned each of us last night with news that Miss Freshly was in a coma like others, but we hadn't seen him yet today. Maybe he discovered something new about the girls. Maybe he knew where those strange rumors about us were coming from. Unfortunately, Mr. Boo was harder to find than a sixth grader who believed in the tooth fairy. He wasn't one of the playground he wasn't on the playground or in the cafeteria. His office and the maternity room were both locked. We never did locate him. But over on the basketball courts we found something we weren't searching for. "Looty, Looty," said Tyler to Big Pete. "It's the big bad ghost hunters." The two were playing a half-hearted game of horse. "Join us." "Maybe later," I said. "How's never," said Benny. "It's never good for you." Tyler scowled. "Come on, hotshots, play a game." "No thanks," said Benny. "We're busy." Tyler tried to hook shot that bounced off the backboard. "Busy running away from spooks?" Benny wheeled on him. "For your information, pal, we didn't run away from anything." "Oh yeah, buddy," sneered Tyler. "I heard you unleashed the force of darkness, then let a kindergarten teacher face them for you." "That's ridiculous," I said. "Maybe this is all your some big prank," said Tyler, dribbling the ball. "You're so desperate for attention." Benny narrowed his eyes. "A prank? There were witnesses. There were witnesses. We heard stuff. Heck, we even smelled stuff." "Sure you did," drawled Tyler. Big Pig snittered. My ears went hot. "There's bad stuff happening at this school, and maybe you're behind it," said Tyler. "We're the only ones trying to do something." Benny's face flushed redder than a tomato teased by strawberry. "If you're trying to get the whole school knocked out, you're doing a great job," said Pete. He made a "hyok" sound that I guess was his version of a superior laugh. It sounded more like a walrus choking on a Twizzler. Tyler got up into Benny's face. "Seems to me if you really did this, something supernatural, you're afraid to tackle it on your own." "That's a lie," Benny snapped. "Then why'd you bring along a whole posse yesterday?" I spluttered. It was a seance and "Seance, schmeance," said Tyler. "You are as chicken as a bucket of extra crispy." "Are not," said Benny and I together. "Then prove it." I caught Benny's shoulder. "Come on, we've got better things to do." He shook me off. "No, nobody calls me chicken." Benny glared at Tyler. "What do you have in mind?" A wicked grin split Tyler's face. "Tonight, the maternity room. Just you two and the girls. No adults, I dare you." My stomach flip-flopped like a medal Olympic gymnast. Alone in the room with a girls, the absolute last place we should be. I didn't want to end up dead to the world for who knows how long, like Jose and Miss Freshly, and judging by Bunny's expression, neither did he. Tyler took our common sense as fear. Steady cats, Carlos and Bunny are steady cats," he chanted. Big Pete joined in, and few bystanders laughed. "It's always worse with an audience." "Or not," Bunny and I cried. "Then spend an hour in the room tonight," said Tyler. His eyes sparkled with an evil light. "If evil eyes can sparkle, I double dog dare you." The playground near us went silent. The double dog dare, as everyone knows, is the most serious dare possible. You bet out on one of those and your reputation is smart, all the way through college. "We accept," said Benny, and if his voice quavered a little, I didn't blame him. "Pinky swear," said Tyler, extending his little finger one at a time. Benny and win pinkies with him, sealing the deal. "As soon as possible. We need to sterilize our little fingers. I hope we wouldn't have to boil them." You're all witnesses. Our obnoxious classmates told the onlookers. He turned to Benny and me, and we expect photographic proof. Done, I said, with a confidence I didn't feel. And when we show it, you have to do whatever we double dog dare you to do. A flicker of doubt flitted across Tyler's face. Too late, he already pinched one. It's a deal. Just then the bell rang, probably just as well. I didn't think we could get into much more trouble before lunch. So often happens, I was wrong.